Let's write and balance the equation for the decomposition of sodium hydrogen carbonate. Let's start with the reactant. We have an ionic compound. Let's get the charges in the ions to get the formula unit. Sodium is Na. It's a group 1 metal. It has one valence electron. Its most stable ion is going to form when it loses that one valence electron, giving it a 1 positive charge. The carbonate polyatomic ion is CO3 with a 2- charge. But when we add a hydrogen in front of the name, we're really adding a proton, which is going to increase the charge. So the hydrogen carbonate ion, also known as bicarbonate, is HCO3 with a 1- charge. Because both cation and anion have the same charge, it's going to reduce to a 1-to-1 ratio in the ionic compound. So the formula for sodium hydrogen carbonate is NaHCO3. And because this is the pure ionic compound, not dissolved in water, we can predict that it's a solid at room temperature. And you probably already knew that, dealing with baking soda in the kitchen. Let's draw an arrow separating the reactant from the products. And over the arrow, we can indicate that this reaction is heated. We can use the delta symbol, or we can write the word heat. We're told that the products is sodium carbonate. That's another ionic compound. So let's write sodium with its charge, 1+, and carbonate with its charge, CO3, 2-. When we crisscross the numbers on the charges down to the subscript of the other ion, we get the ratio of the ions in the ionic compound. So the formula for sodium carbonate is Na2CO3. Don't forget to erase the charges. They don't belong in the formula. Now for the phase. This one's not so clear-cut because we can see that water is also a product. Now if that water is liquid, we would predict that the sodium carbonate is an aqueous solution. But because this reaction is being heated, the water could be in the gaseous phase, meaning the sodium carbonate would then be a solid. Now let's say the scenario is that we're baking something in an oven, and so the temperature would be like 450 or way above the boiling point of water. So assuming that scenario, let's call this a solid. Carbon dioxide is CO2. That's going to be a gas. And water is H2O. And under those temperatures, it'll be steam. So we'll put G for gas. Now let's balance the equation. On the reactant side, we have 1 sodium, 1 hydrogen, 1 carbon, and 3 oxygens. Over to the product side, I'm going to write those elements in the same order so I can compare them side by side. We have 2 sodiums, 2 hydrogens. Now carbon appears in 2 different locations, so I'll put those in 2 different lines. And oxygen appears in 3 different compounds, so we'll put each of them in its own separate line. Now you'll see we didn't have to do this, but I'm trying to follow the same steps in all the problems I worked through. Notice on the product side, we have twice as many atoms of each element than the reactant side. So we can balance that by putting a 2 as a coefficient in front of sodium bicarbonate.